Welcome to Haunt Topic Radio, the podcast for haunters by haunters. These are our scary visions.
Welcome back, Haunter, to another episode of Haunt Topic Radio. Man, it just keeps getting hotter and hotter. Hope everyone's being safe out there. I know I mentioned it in our last podcast of being safe in this heat, but it is very important thing to do. No matter where you're at, I'm sure there are some cooler places out there, but I'm in smack dab right there in the middle of the United States, Missouri, and it is hot. In this episode, we get Eddie on from Woods of Terror. This is one of those must-see haunts that you need to put on your bucket list. There's a special event in August going on, so if you're listening to this and you get the information in this podcast, please reach out and contact Eddie, and he'll show you around the haunt. There's a special event being held for haunters and enthusiasts and people that want to check out Woods of Terror. Contact Eddie. Information is inside the podcast, so you have to listen and how to get your ticket. And if you're not on our email list, why not? It's free. All you have to do is go to haunterstoolbox.com, sign up to be a free member or a paid member, and you get emails in your inbox with new releases that we have. Some classes are private, some classes are free. We have monthly meetings. Of course, if you are a paid member, you will get the video and the private Zoom link to attend as well. So make sure you're signed up on our email list. Well, let's roll into it. Our interview with Eddie McLaurin from Woods of Terror. Tonight we are talking to Eddie McLaurin from Woods of Terror, otherwise known as Bone Daddy. If you've seen him with the big mohawk, the big red mohawk, that's who he is. I'm sure that's not all he is, but we're going to find out more about Eddie tonight. Please ask your questions in the chat box. If you're on Zoom, if you're on our email list, you should have got a Zoom link. Come on over to Zoom, Facebook group, use the chat box. Let us know your questions. We're going to be talking about anything from scare acting, building a haunted attraction, to owning one, running one. We're going to pick Eddie's brain. Once again, we have Daryl tonight. Daryl, say hi to everybody.
Hey, all you demons and demonettes. How's everybody doing out there tonight?
Demons and demonettes. Nice. Eddie, tell us a little bit about your backstory. How'd you get started in this crazy haunted attraction insanity that we all suffer from?
Well, right out of high school, I had a friend working at a local haunted house. I went and checked it out. I saw him a couple of weeks later, and I said, "How'd you like working at the haunt?" And he said, "Well, I liked it, but I didn't make but $40." And I said, "Well, how much did the owner make?" And he said, $18,000. So that was in 1990. And minimum wage at that time was $5.25. And I said, "Man, if I worked a whole year, I'd make $15,000 after paying taxes. That sounds pretty good." I said, "I'm going to start a haunted house. You come work for me. I'll pay you $100. So that's how I got started. No haunt experience. And I had two guys. They stayed with me the first 3 years. They came out, and I paid them the $100. If I got it right, it was 184 people at $2 my opening year. And the past year, we did over 43,000 at about $50. So changed a little bit. And
It's growing a little.
yeah, didn't ever know it would be that and turn into that. But I worked my ass off for 20, 25 years to get it where it's at. So if you work hard and do what you're supposed to do, it'll work.
So how did you grow? I mean, I know it's a long process to make it from where you started to where you're at now, but what are some of the contributing factors you think that got you to where you're at?
People are like, "Well, word of mouth is your best advertisement." Well, not if they don't know about you and know where you're at. And of course, in 1991, social media wasn't really a thing. I think 97, 98, MySpace was the most popular thing. So, but I think we had an incredible, great show, but I had to get out there and hire a PR person. And then I hired a media buyer. So they got me twice as many commercials for the same amount of money, got me on TV, got me on radio, was popular then. And once I got the word out and people come to see it, the word spread that how good it was. And of course, probably 12, 13 years ago, the first year I was on Facebook, for $50, I could reach I don't know how many it was, 250,000 people, but
Those are the good old days, wasn't it?
yeah, now you reach 25 people for $50.
Yeah.
But
If that.
and so what I did was I wasn't open on Sundays, so every Sunday I'd fly out. I'd go to Headless Horseman in New York. I'd ride down to Netherworld. I'd go see Randy Bates, Niles, Michigan Haunted House. I went and saw all them guys, seen what they were doing, what I liked, what I didn't like, and just started improving my show, changing it the way I wanted to do it, and it took off. So and then of course I was introduced to Trans World in 2000, and one of the experiences there was I talked to Ben Armstrong from Netherworld, and I said, "What do you do for a living?" And he goes, "Well, I do Halloween." I said, "No, I do heating and air for 40 hours a week. What do you do for 40 hours a week?" And he goes, "I do Halloween." I said, "That's what I want to do." So started doing research and looking and traveling and doing the conventions, and then each year it improved more and more. And and it's really been the last 3 or 4 years I've really hit my stride, and I've really been turning a profit on this thing, and it's made it worth the while. So, but I tell you, if you were starting off now, I don't know that I tell you to get into the industry. And if you're thin skinned and you ain't tough, you ain't gonna make it.
What do you think some other challenges are today besides being thick skinned? What other kind of challenges do you think
Well, the
are
challenge
today?
is, even from probably from COVID, the world has changed, and the youth is different. Um, they're a lot softer than they used to be. I used to have guys that would work a whole season. They'd be a problem. Now I have people that can't work a full season. Now, don't get me wrong. I got some good people that bust their butt for me, but that's some of the challenges. Trying to make everybody feel that they're in a safe place and they're going to be okay, and everything's going to be fine. But I have some amazing people. So I think the biggest challenge is I can build some incredible sets, and I can make them look good, and I can look amazing, and I can get on social media. But once they get here, I want to be an actor driven haunt. I think actors make it or break it.
Hmm.
That's been the challenges over the last 2 years, is to keep my actor core tough and up to par where I think they should be as far as being the best actors in the state, or even in a couple states. I want to be known for the actors, and that's probably the toughest thing for me going right now.
Have you checked out HauntersToolbox.com yet? It's free to join and full of useful information to help you start and grow your own haunted attraction business. All the information on HauntersToolbox.com is created by the pros who do it. We have a library with ebooks and presentations on topics like creating an employee handbook, starting a business plan, or the best types of lights to use at your haunt, plus a lot more. You get instant access to the library plus free video masterclasses by the experts in the haunt industry. Classes like Alan Hops from Dark Hour Haunted House teaching scare acting, or Philip Hernandez from the Haunted Attraction Network teaching marketing and social media, or Leonard Pickle from Hauntpreneurs teaching haunt design and construction. I even got a few master classes in there as well. You don't have to do it alone. Let us help you. We also host monthly live masterclasses to steer you in the right direction so you don't get lost. Once you become a member, you also get instant updates on our next masterclass in your email so you don't miss the next one. And if you need more one-on-one help, there is an option for that as well. I would be honored to help you get your attraction started or help you grow your current one. I know what it takes. Let's talk. If you're interested, you want to start and grow your haunted attraction, go check out HauntersToolbox.com. Don't be scared.
Now you said that some of your actors aren't making it a full season. Do the ones that make it the full season though, are they more likely to come back the following years?
Yeah, I probably got probably 40 to 50 people that stick with me and good and got their head on straight, and they're tough and they can make it. And we always have been offering, if they work the whole season, they get a bonus. If they bring friends, they get a bonus. And we actually took all our Thursday nights out about 3 years ago. It's really been a good thing for us. Friday night submissions more than Thursdays, but I wanted to shorten the weekend. By Sunday night, these kids would be wore out. So now we're doing a 3-day week. So I think they can have more energy for the 3 nights. So, but I think it's worked better. And, but I think I want to say it's because of good work and what we're doing here at Wichita and the culture, but we have a really good core staff. And, we've already had 2 trainings this year, and some of the people I'm bringing in are very talented actors. So looking forward to this season and hope we'll have the best season ever.
How many actors do you normally have in a season?
Well, we want to run 110 every night, and I would say last year we rotated through we had about 180. So to get 110, those 60 or 70 people rotated in. They'd come a couple nights, skip a night.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've never had to deal with that in the past. Usually we just got people and they worked every night. So a little bit of a challenge there, but we're getting through it and we're going to make it work.
What kind of things do you do for your crew in the off season?
We have halfway to Halloween. Next year will be our 4th year. So we try to get them together for halfway to Halloween. We have a big pay party at the end of the year. We give out trophies and feed them. I feed them every night. And some of the kids are getting together, going to Mad Monster Party in North Carolina. And I'm taking about 14 to 16 every year to Trans World. If they come and help me work the booth, I'll pay for their show and get them into the show, let them experience that. I think it shows them what the Halloween world can be, and what it did for me. It pumps me up, gets me excited. I think next weekend they're having a kickball game and they're having all kinds of stuff, cookout, and then we're going to have a Fun Force show, and they can all come free to that, fireworks. So I try to keep them engaged and keep them involved, and a lot of people come to all those events.
So when do you start doing all your hiring?
We mainly do our big hiring probably in June and July, so we're getting ready to start that. We probably got about 60 coming to our trainings right now. So we'd need another 50, but now you probably have to go more like you need another 70 or 80 because people will drop off a little bit as the season goes. But we got a training this weekend, and we're going to see how tough they are in this heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literal meltdowns.
Yeah. So they were doing it from 2 to 5. And I said, guys, I think we need to go back to 5 to 9 at night. At 2 o'clock is too hot. And they all agreed. And so they're doing it 5 to 9. So it'll be a little bit cooler.
I'm going to run some photos off your Facebook page while we're talking.
All right.
So that is you, Bone
Yeah.
Daddy. So tell us a little bit about your character, how you got that started.
Well, I was married twice. I've been married twice. And my first wife, I came home from, I think, the Las Vegas show, and Transworld was out there. I said, girl, I missed you like crazy. She goes, I didn't miss you. I'm leaving. I said, oh, wow, I didn't see that coming. So that was the year that I retired from my full-time job. I didn't have to work for anybody. I cut a mohawk. I said, I'm going to do a red mohawk and I'm going to carry a snake around. Kind of joking. And I did it and it stuck, man. Everybody wanted to. So I did the mohawk and snake. I took my casket car to Myrtle Beach Bike Week, walked into a leather shop, and there was the bone jacket hanging on the wall. I said, that's my jacket. The second year I walked into Midway and somebody said, hey, what's up, Bone Daddy? And that stuck. So 16, 17 years for him, I think.
Right on.
And
nice to hear a long-lived character like that.
Yeah. So jackets are hard to find. I got 3 in a safe locked up. But they don't make them anymore. They make the cheap pleather ones, but they don't make the genuine leather ones. So, and then of course with this heat we're having, 3 years ago I had to make me a vest because the sweat would just run out my arm and drip off. So, and last year I don't even think I put on my real jacket, but 2 nights. It's been getting warmer every year for us here, and so have a vest to wear that, and also have a jacket, and I have 2 or 3 locked up in the safe.
So what's your snake's name?
So this is my second one. My first one was Dawn, and boy, that almost blew up in my face. They walked in, the news crew came out to see the man carrying the snake, and they said, "What's the name of your snake?" And I said to myself, "Well, I didn't know you named a snake." So, like I said, my wife had just left, so I said, "Well, I named it after my ex-wife. Her name is Dawn. She's beautiful to look at, but sneaky as a snake." They printed that quote on the first page of the Greensboro. I could not believe it. I got a phone call the next morning from my ex-wife. But so the second one, so I had Dawn for right at 12 years, and I don't know what happened. She got sick. I knew she was sick, and I said, well, I'm going to take her to the vet on Monday. That was a Halloween night, or I think 2016, and I went to get her, and she was dead. So I had her baby. So her baby is Spawn. So it's Spawn of Dawn, and I've had Spawn for 12 years. So hoping that lasts a little longer. And I do have a third one. Got to have 2 of everything in a haunted house. So I've got my backup in case that happens. Spawn's probably about 12 feet now, pushing 60 pounds.
Wow.
Making Bone Daddy go to the gym and work out in the off season so he can carry that thing for all weekend. But my other one is about 7 feet, and she's probably about 30 pounds. So about half the size of Spawn. But they should live about 20 years. So I should have a couple more years with her. And I do handle her a lot different from the way I handled Dawn. I used to put her on the back of everybody. Now I don't take her off my back. So they got to take the picture with me. I'd put the snake on them, and then they would like try to push her off or drop her. So don't know if that caused Dawn to die. I don't know what happened. So I don't put her on anybody anymore. She just stays on me. So, but after Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, Bone Daddy goes to massage therapy on Monday. His back is killing him.
Well, no word carrying around 60 extra pounds of slither
Muscle.
of muscle. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Woods of Terror. What can we expect when pulling the parking lot?
Well, back when I was 21, I thought that it was going to be good to have the biggest and the best and the largest haunted house. And now that I'm 30 years past that, I'm thinking, Lord, the largest haunted house might have been a mistake. But it is definitely a big haunted house. I think this year you're going to be pushing an hour and 5 minutes to get through the show. I do not really lengthen the show. The path may be a little longer, but I'm not expanding my footprint. So for the past 12 years, I've just been going in to certain attractions. So say the mortuary in Necropolis, that was my outside graveyard. I put in a 132 foot by 30 wide building. So my whole set now is all inside. So I was making my third pass on rebuilding it. So it's the third time I rebuilt my graveyard. And I just I'm not doing this again. So concrete floor, building, new attraction, everything's inside, helps with we get those hurricanes that come up our coast and get us, or soak us wet. But now I've got probably 60% of my attractions inside, and my props and all my animatronics last 10 times longer, when they're inside. So you will see 16 different attractions, and you'll go to every attraction has its own facade, its own music, costumes. And I try to change it up. So every 10 to 15 minutes, you're changing an attraction. So with the attention spans of the children today and the kids, I try to keep it, switching it up, changing it. So I think we've done a good job. After about an hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you're going to lose their attention span. But I think we've done a good job with all the new things we've been building. So you're going to see an hour-long show, and you're going to be out of breath and sweating when you get done.
Now, those 16 attractions, are they one right after another, or do you come back to a common area and queue up for another one?
It is a linear show. So you get it the way I give it to you. So once you start, you do the whole show in succession. And then you can go back to the midway if you want to get gifts or T-shirts or food, stuff like that.
That's where all these all your gifts at the midway?
Yeah, we had all that last year. And Lord, last year we sold the most T-shirts we ever had. I don't even know the number. It was a lot of T-shirts. And this year we're probably going up another 10 to 15% on how many we're buying. We got a lot of great designs. Chad Savage makes a couple. I got a local guy that's doing some. I got a good variety, different colors. And in the last 2 to 3 years, the T-shirt sales and my swag sales have just been going through the roof. I don't know what the difference is and what the change is. Actually, I added another whole section to the boutique this year. Like you see here, we're about 75% done with that. And we're just selling more and more each year. And we're actually adding a little gift shop. We're going to a candy shop called the Candy Cauldron. So we got a lot of stuff to see in our midway.
I think Scarlet badges are one of the smartest things I've seen in the industry in a really long time. Scarlet badges are basically either pins or embroidered patches, kind of like merit badges, as they are, somewhat named after, from Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and Brownies, and where after you've accomplished something, you can wear the brag tag of the embroidered patch. Some haunts put them on jackets, some put them on t-shirts, some put them on, with the pins, I've seen them put them on lanyards. But the neat thing about them is they are very specific in what they are rewarding. And they're haunt-based images that reflect what's being rewarded. it's retention, it is bringing people back, and it's actually giving your haunters, your haunt performers, the ability to share that they are haunt performers. And, oh really, you're a scare actor, where do you do that? And then they will insert the name of your haunt right there. So it's also marketing. I've always been a big fan of Scarrett badges. I think they're great. So check them out, scarrettbadges.com. No, that is not a paid advertisement. That is just my recommendation. I think it's really cool.
ScottSwinson.com.
Do you serve alcohol on site?
Yeah, so we'll be going into our 4th year for alcohol. The first year we just had beer, and then we went ahead and got our liquor license too. And we have 3 bars. We have a Cyclones bar. I don't know if you've seen the Cyclones from Transworld, and then you can put the dry ice in them.
Mm-hmm.
So we have those. And we have a cocktail bar, which is under a DJ booth, a new DJ booth I built on stilts. So we have 3 bars going, and that's been really successful for us too.
New tote bags.
Yeah, we got those from a different show, and we got 5,000 of those. I think for $100, if you spend $100, you get the bag free, or the bags will be $10. And it has our story on the bottom, and this is our new T-shirt logo for this year, and then some pictures from the show.
That's cool, using the story on the bottom of the bag. It's just an advertising area that nobody normally uses. So good on that. That's cool.
So what is the story? Is it the story of the haunt, the theme, or is it the story of how it became?
The story I put on there was the true life story of when I was about 10 or 11 or 12, I was walking through the cow pasture with my grandfather. He used to sell Black Angus cattle. And he talked to me about how the bottom had fell out of that. So you used to be able to take Black Angus cattle to a stockyard or a sale yard, and you could sell cows for $800, $900, $1,000. And so obviously you bred cows and you take the calves and you sell them. But then it got to where you couldn't even get $100 for a cow. So he said, we're going to sell all our cattle. And my worry was, and he worked 2 jobs. So he worked 40 hours a week and farmed. And my biggest thing and my biggest worry was what's going to happen to the farm. And so from about 15 to 30 years old, I watched cousins sell off their pieces. My mom sold her piece, and just devastating because, I really wanted to keep it in the family. But so probably in 2015, 16, I was able to buy my home place where I grew up as a kid. And then the year after that, I bought my grandparents' house. And then from there, I ended up buying 7 or 8 pieces of property over the last 15 years. And I got 1 piece left to buy back, and I'll have it all back.
Right on.
Nice. And how many acres is that you have?
Right now, I own 45. I'm leasing 10. So if I can get that last 10 purchased, which I have it under an 18-year lease. But if I get the purchase done on that, I'll have 55. And can't get any more than that, man. There's a housing development on every side of me. Every farm was bought over the last 12 years, and they've built houses all around me.
Wow.
That happening everywhere.
Yep.
Is it what do you use for? Is it easy to see off the highway? Do you use a lot of signage up front?
I used to put out 15, 20 signs all over Greensboro, but with the introduction of social media, I don't need to do that anymore. But I'm on an old country 2-lane road. I'm about 3 miles outside the city limit, but I don't struggle with that anymore. I think people know where Woods of Terry is or McLaurin Farms. And, obviously new people just pull up a GPS and it takes them right here. So social media solved a lot of stuff for us on that.
It says you're now hiring for all positions. So you are located in North Carolina.
Yep.
So anybody listening or watching this and you live close, what area is that?
So Greensboro, North Carolina is right in the middle of the state. I'm about an hour and a half from Raleigh and an hour and a half from Charlotte. So I'm about dead center of the state. A little bit higher. I'm actually 30 minutes from Virginia. And we have a lot of actors from Virginia. We do a lot of customers from Virginia. There's not a haunt. If there's a haunt in Virginia my size, I don't know about it. And if it is, it's 4 hours closer to DC. So half the state is coming to Woods of Terror if they want to see a lengthy haunted house, or coming here. Lynchburg, Virginia, Liberty University is up there. I pull a lot of people from that college, and we pull a lot of people from that state also that work.
Right on.
Sean from Facebook wants to know, how much of your attraction do you try to change out or freshen up every year?
I used to take the approach that I want to change 33% every year. That's also going to include about 20% of maintenance because there's so many buildings and so many things that I need to take care of. I think this year we have probably surpassed that easy. You're probably going to be looking at 55% changeover this year, like driving me crazy. But I have the best maintenance man I ever had, the best carpenter I ever had, the best set designer I ever had. And, while these guys are here, I'm going to push hard. A couple of those guys want to move on, do their own thing, and I understand. And, but while they're here, we're going to push hard, and we've been turning it out. I always like Woods of Terror, of course, and people are going to be wowed, but this year there's going to be 10 spots. They're going to walk around the corner and they're going to go, holy crap, look at this place. We're pushing, we're pushing universal level quality here. It's just with my 32 years experience, and then my carpenter's 30-year experience, my set designer's got 30 experience. And when we all put our heads together, we come up with incredible stuff. We've been building our set so much bigger, stuff that you would not normally see at a haunted house. We added the Vecna's house this year. It's 60 by 60, and it's 20 feet tall. Projection mapping in there twice in one room, and just all this new stuff that I haven't seen at a haunted house, and I think they're going to be blown away.
I might have saw some of that on Facebook. I think Todd was down there.
Yep, Todd's doing a bunch of projection mapping for me, and I think what he's doing is going to be amazing and incredible, and they're just going to be blown away at all the new stuff we got this year.
That's Todd through His and Hers. Is that this company?
Yep, that's right.
Yep. Okay. So His and Hers, guys. That's where projection mapping. They do other stuff too. I know they sell some cool Ouija boards and lanterns and stuff like that. So on your hiring process for actors, what kind of stuff do they have to go through? They go through auditions or meetings?
Yeah, I think that as long as they're willing to show up and do what we ask, we're going to hire and take on everybody. I think that my staff that trains can train anybody to be a scare actor. They might not make it because they're tired or exhausted or it's too far to drive and it ain't what they thought it was. But we can take a really bad actor, and by the end of this Halloween season, we usually rate them 1 through 4, 4 being the worst. But most of my 4 actors that come in, by the end of the season, they're 2 or 1s. With all this many people coming through, you get a lot of repetitions and you learn quick what works and what don't work. And of course, we're going to have Alan Hobbs come in this year. That'll be his 9th year in a row being here training. And I want to put this out there. If I did this for several reasons, we're going to be open August 23rd. That's a Saturday. We're going to be open one day. That is the influencer night. And for all the people around the United States that could never come see Woods of Terror because they're working, we're going to be open. Email when you come in, you have a free ticket, come check it out. So I coincided that with the day Alan Hobbs is training. So Alan Hobbs will be training, and we'll have for the people that reserve right and let me know, we're going to have a daytime tour. Never did that before. We'll have a daytime tour. We'll have a question and answer. And then Alan Hobbs is going to speak. And then we're going to have our band will come on and play till dark. And then once it's dark, we're going to open the show. And trying to get that in a week before Halloween Horror Nights opens up. So, and then I can go to Halloween Horror Nights, enjoy it, know my show's ready. But that's a big undertaking because we got to move everything up by about 20 days. But we're probably going to have 300 for the daytime, and we're going to add a bunch more for the nighttime. And a lot of people are coming out from New Hampshire, Wyoming, Colorado, a lot of places that people could never come see my haunt. So we're going to be open that one day. And if you want to get involved in that, let me know. We'll put you on the list. It's no charge.
Wow. So can they contact you through Woods of Terror Facebook page? Would that be the easiest? Or
Yep, Woods of Terror, info at Woods of Terror comes to me. Eddie at Woods of Terror, all that comes to my email.
Okay, good to know. So this is a cool picture of some scare actors. Tell us a little bit about your themes you have, your different attractions. What do you have?
So something that happened, I think, by accident a couple of years ago is, COVID caused us not to pass out 3D glasses anymore. And we had to start selling them. And we started selling more and more of these things. And we made a little bit of money on that. And I said, well, let's add some more 3D attractions. So Vecna's, it's called Eleven's Nightmare. It is 3D. And then I wanted to add another 3D attraction. So we called it Fungus Among Us. So that's, my wife loved that. She was like, that's horrible. And it ended up being the best attraction last year. And fan voted best attraction. So kind of Last of Us meets Avatar, 3D. People loved it. So that's what you start off the show with. And then you'll go through Jack's Revenge, which is the pumpkin's revenge on all the little kids that are breaking and carving the pumpkins. And then you'll go through Hardwired, which Hardwire is basically like a 1980s Terminator robot junkyard, and all these robots are trying to kill you. Then you'll go through our Funhouse, and then you'll go into Eleven's Nightmare, which is based on Stranger Things. And then the mortuary leads into Necropolis, graveyard. That's the whole church scene. You'll have the funeral parlor, incinerator lead into the graveyard, like a New Orleans style graveyard. And then this year we added the chapel, which will be a huge projection from Todd. And then you'll go into the Horrorwood Cinemas. For years, I didn't want to do any of the icons, but man, Exit Poll Surveying wants to see. They want to see Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers. So we built the icon section, and they love it. And sometimes that'll win best attraction, and I spend the least amount of time in there. Those movies really helped me sell that area. So after that, you'll be going to the pirate section. That this year, that'll be our biggest makeover. We tore it all out last year, putting it all back new. And then you'll go to the cave, and then the Texas house, of course, is based off Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then you'll go through the Baba Yaga house. The Baba Yaga house was our biggest build last year. It's 3 stories and a huge attraction, and blows their mind. It's really it's like twice as big as my house. But then you'll go through the asylum. Then we got sensory overload, and then you got the asylum. So this year we're even tearing out back of the cave, and all in preparation for a new attraction next year, new building, new attraction coming. And hopefully we're going to have the name worked out on already, trying to sign a contract with somebody that's popular, and hopefully all that'll go through.
And each attraction, do you have a zone leader for that attraction, or is there one person that kind of helps the area? How do you manage all that stuff?
We assign a zone leader for each attraction, and each attraction zone leader has a radio if they need to call in and get some information. And it's usually after 2 or 3 years they'll earn a spot and they can be a zone leader, and then that's the way we work that.
So you're besides the August event, first day is 13th of September?
Yep. I'm messing around with my schedule this year. We're going to go straight Saturdays in September instead of Friday, Saturday. Couple of reasons. I want to use that Friday night to go see some local haunted houses and get the camaraderie built with my actors here. I want them to go to the local haunt, see what great acting is, and also see what bad acting is. And I'm trying to drive all that traffic to just the Saturdays. We'll see how that works. And then, of course, in October, we're open like 20 days.
Nice. And all the way through November 8th.
Yep. So I've been doing Terror in the Darkness probably, 23, 24 years. I'm pretty sure I was the first in the state to start that, but it has really, really grown for me. Like, I can't believe how many people I can do on a Terror in the Darkness weekend. That 7th and 8th, I could pull off 5,000-6,000 people, and that is a lot for November.
Now, describe what Terror in the Darkness is for those who don't know.
Yep. So basically, Terror in the Darkness is we'll have about 90% of the lights out. Obviously, if you go through the fun house, we got the black lights on, but we'll turn the show out, turn all the lights out, and it's very dark, and it is definitely a different show. I don't think you can appreciate the quality of the sets, but it is definitely a scarier show. And a lot of people will come twice and come to that, or a lot of people just skip the season. They want to do Terror in the Darkness.
Yeah, I know. We get lots of people that are lights out nights for the same reason, especially ones that have made it through earlier in the season and then come for lights out. So it's a lot of fun.
Do they have flashlights, or is it complete dark?
We just do complete darkness. We used to give them or sell glow sticks, and every now and then they'll want a glow stick, but a lot of them just want to go through in the dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brave souls.
Stupid people. I mean, brave souls. Yeah, that's it.
So how many makeup artists? Oh, go ahead, Derek.
I was about to say, this is some really good looking makeup. Tell us about your makeup team and some of the others behind the scenes.
We've been running about 10 artists and then 2 or 3 apprentices. This year we're going to cut that back to mainly 6 and 2 leads. I've got 2 people coming in from out of state. They'll live here for 2 months and head up the makeup. I've had a couple makeup artists start college, have babies, and so it's really affected how many people I had. So I brought in some professionals. Have Justin Fears coming in; he's doing training, and got two people coming in that'll live here during the season. So we're probably going to be pushing 10 artists this year, and I'll probably have the best crew I've ever had on makeup this year. We're just taking the ones that really know what they're doing and honing in on it. And we got the most prosthetics we've ever had, and I just got in a new compressor today. We did new compressor, new airlines, new airbrush guns, just trying to up the quality on everything we can.
Do you know what causes haunted attractions to shut down before they even get started? The top 3 roadblocks are lack of funding, lack of leadership, lack of resources. As a member of the Haunters Toolbox, you get instant access to the tools you need to start and grow your own haunted attraction business. To get started, become a member at haunterstoolbox.com.
Go ahead. You have a question, Daryl?
I was just going to say how many artists or how many actors have prosthetic makeup versus just airbrush or brush makeup?
We're probably doing about 20% prosthetics, and then the rest. The one thing that we've tried to do, I have a lot of guest actors, and excuse me, if you're a guest actor, you do your own makeup, so that relieves a little bit of pressure off of the makeup staff. But we have about 20% prosthetics.
And do you use a lot of masks as well, in addition to that?
Probably 60 makeup, 40 masks.
Okay, really good, cool.
Going back to the training part, do you have any kind of drills, stuff? What we did, we always had the actors, we had a meeting, and then we kind of told everybody what to expect, and then we had another night where everybody came in costume, had them play in sets, kind of get a feel for the room and the areas. And what kind of things do you do like that to get them ready for season?
In the beginning, I liked circuits, what I call circuits. So if we had 80 people, we'd do 4 groups of 20, and we take my senior staff or my best actors, and they all get a chance to train. And so we'll do the circuits 2 or 3 weeks, and then we take them into houses and put them in their spots and show this is how it's going to be. And then we have a dress rehearsal one night where we just do makeup and costumes, and then we look at the costumes, decides what we need to do to make them better. And then the next time it'll be friends and family night, open to the public. First night, September 13th. All the guys, actors, friends, and family come, and then we'll be open. And then that's a good night and a good practice for them there.
Yeah. So plenty of time to get them adjusted to the haunt.
And everything we're doing now is just working so good together. So we do halfway to Halloween. So they got 2 nights of acting there. The 23rd's coming. They'll get a night of acting there that, a couple actors will get broken really fast on that night. But as we keep this thing going, it's become smoother, and we know, we're learning how to run the shows better as we continue to do it. Next year will be open for Valentine's weekend. That'll be Friday the 13th, and February 14th will be on Saturday. So we already got that planned. So hopefully that'll go good. And if we can keep rolling with all that, every couple months we'll have a show running and keep the people involved.
What kind of a security team do you have?
I'm running about 22 guys on security, and then I hire 3 to 4 Guilford County sheriffs. And our main thing is if we have a problem, we just turn it over to the sheriffs. And a lot of people were like, "Well, I bet you have a lot of problems serving alcohol." We really don't. We actually probably have less. So what was happening was they were drinking. They were just drinking in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they shotgun 5 or 6 beers. They come buy a ticket. They look fine. And by the time they go in the woods, they're over there staggering. And I'm like, why are you selling these people tickets? But now they come inside and have 2 or 3 drinks, and they're fine instead of drinking 6 or 8. And, we found them in the parking lot. So obviously you have people that still do that. And then they come inside, and you can tell the ones that are tailgating, and they'll be drunk before they even go in. But it's been a good experience for us. They drink, they have a couple of drinks, they have a good time. And then, of course, when you exit the woods, we don't sell you liquor at the end. You can't, that gives you an hour to walk off what you drank, and then we wouldn't sell you alcohol at the end. So it's been a good thing for us.
Sounds like a good combination, so they're not driving away drunk and got time to wear it off. Yeah, it's a good idea. Speaking of security, it's like you're, I guess we've missed the hiring then, but are you still looking for security people?
Yeah, we're always looking. I had one guy take a new job, and one guy, after 20 years, like I said, he retired. So, we're probably running a 235 people, actors, security, gift shops, parking lot staff. So, man, it's a constant battle to find good employees.
So what kind of things do you do to help retain your employees? I know off-season events, I like doing stuff like that. Of course, we use Scarab badges in our haunt, but what kind of things do you do?
Yeah, we have an icon program. We hope they get involved in that. And some of the icons are moving up. Will be on T-shirts, keychains, billboards, and we feed them every night. We feed them every night before they go in, and they're supposed to be fed every night before they come out. But we're trying to keep them engaged like that, keep them fed, keep them happy. And on Halloween night, they get a pumpkin with candy in it from Bone Daddy, and we show them how much we appreciate them. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're always doing giveaways, and we give out 3 awards every night. I think it's the best actor, the most improved, and the most energetic. And then, of course, at the end of the year, we give out best attraction trophies, best male and female, just like you would see at a show, off scared or something. But a lot of that's actor voted. Like, I don't vote on that. I don't want people to think I'm partial. And so there's a couple that we vote on. And when I say we, I'm talking about my senior staff and the actor coordinators. And but we also let the kids vote on some of the other trophies. So we have a good time with that. And they're having like I said, a big kickball thing, or having like a field day next weekend. And so all kinds of things to keep them involved.
Tell us about your zero tolerance policy.
Well, I mean, man, if you come and looked at my staff, we are all over the place, man, from black, white, all kinds of ethnicities, nationalities, and sexual preference. So, I don't care who you love and what you do. If you come here and you're a good actor for me, and you treat me right, I'm going to treat you right. And that's what we've always went on. That's what we've always done here. And I think just by accident, we end up, it's like the land of the misfits. But all the misfits have been through the same thing the other misfits have been through. So they know about each other. They feel like it's family, and it's a great opportunity. And so we have I think it's a great culture here. And as part of the zero tolerance is, not putting up with any of that. And of course, you're always going to have somebody and they step out of line. And sometimes you step out of line, you can't come back from it. But we try to warn them and write them up. But we just have a zero tolerance on that stuff. This is a place to work and have a good time. And in our lives, we have enough garbage going on. You don't need to come to Woods of Terror and add more garbage. You need to come here, exactly. A safe place and a place to release and have a good time. And man, I honestly feel like some of the people coming here, working for Woods of Terror is not the thing. Man, the people you meet here and the family you have when you leave, that's what's good about Woods of Terror. I mean, I got people I've known for 25, 30 years, and I still talk to them from time to time. And hey, some of them move on to bigger and better things, and that's great. Some people are going to use Woods of Terror as a stepping stone. And I said, as long as you walk across when you get the Emmy Award, you have to say I started at Woods of Terror. But and then I also have people that are going to be here for life, and it's great to have those people too.
Yep, we believe the same thing. That's how we run ours too. So that's a cool character. Is that kind of like the Stranger Things part, or?
I think we had this character in Baba Yaga last year.
Okay.
The Witch House.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool looking. And great photography too.
Yeah, we do kind of like it's a witch house, and we got a lot of bird elements to it, bird claws. And if I'm right, this is a Chris Holcomb picture. Lives in Alabama, comes up once a year. This year he's coming twice, and a great photographer, makes great videos. And so he'll be coming up twice this year.
When do you do that? Do you do it way before preseason, like coming up soon, or
for the photos?
For the photos?
Yeah. So what I'll try to do is those September weekends, I'll bring in 3 or 4 photographers with the goal of having all that turned into me by October the 1st. And so I want the most up-to-date pictures. And by that time, my actors are hitting their stride. My makeup artists are hitting their stride. The prosthetics are looking like they're supposed to. And then he can get these shots. And then we start blasting them out October the 1st through the October the 5th. And I want people to see pictures. I want them to come to the show and go, oh, yeah, I saw that character. Really not a big fan of the CGI cartoon characters that they show on commercials. And then you go to the show and you never see that.
Yep.
The stuff I show you is here. I've even had people call me, go, is this your real show? I'm like, yes, this is my actors. This is my show. So I see a lot of misrepresentation coming from other haunted houses. I don't really like that. But Chris will come back late in October this year, and those pictures will be pushed out going into halfway to Halloween. And so the second time he comes, we'll shoot some pictures for Valentine of Terror and for the halfway to Halloween. So it's a constant thing. It's almost like you can't let up, can't let the foot off the gas, and got to keep it going.
Your creative process, how do you do it? Do you think about what attractions need to be built, then go by your characters? Do you go to a trade show, see some cool stuff, and you're like, oh, I can design a whole attraction around that?
Yeah, it used to be a conglomerate of all that stuff put together. Um, Now I'm being honest, my carpenter and for 32 years I made every decision, and that is exhausting. And I told Ron Visengard, my set designer, Nathan Fultz, my carpenter, I would be glad to share some of that decision making with you guys. We just go down there and talk. When we talked about Vecna's house, we were gonna add on like 10 feet by 10 feet. And he said, well, I do want to tear out the roof. I'm like, well, if we're going to tear out the roof, we're going to go big or go home. So it went from a 20 by 10 by 20 to I think a 60 by 60, 20 feet tall. And just making the wow impression. And we can do so much more stuff inside. So I'm probably making the less amount of decisions I make. I said, give me my 10 to 20%. There's certain things that I want, and I'm letting them run with it and do creative. And Ron Visengard is opposite of me. I want it straight and looking like this. I'm OCD, and Ron Visengard is abstract and twisted and demented. So I'm trying to let him do his thing, and I think it's working out great. Him and Nate together have put together some incredible sets, and I think all of us together make a really good team. And I like managing the part, getting the stuff together, and they get so we're all doing the parts we like. So I think it's been a great combination.
That's good teamwork when you can do that, and you have team members that you can trust to come up with ideas. You might still have the veto power, but you let them kind of do a lot of their own stuff. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, a lot of people were worried about getting the glory, man. As long as the lines are full and I can pay off my equity line on my haunted house and pay my employees, I'm happy. So, and when you make every decision for 32 years, you're like, I just need a break from making decisions. But it's great to see those guys. I'll take a room or a container, fill it up. I said, this is everything going into Pirates. I got fish nets, lobster cages, and then to see him take it out of there and make it into something twice as good as I could do, I'm like, I cannot believe you can take all that stuff and make it look that good.
Yeah.
But that Ryan can take a pile of noodles and a couple skeletons and make this awesome photo op. So
Yeah,
been
that's
great
fun.
having him on the team.
That's fun. Taking someone else's stuff and then someone else's money and playing with it. Like, oh, I can do
Yeah.
that. It's done there. Now you have a booth at Transworld or some of the trade shows. What do you sell at the booth?
Well, we started off doing a lot of taxidermy. When I was looking for taxidermy, it was exhausting to find it. I had to travel 2 or 3 states. And when I did find it, it was 11, 1200, $1,300. And I got hooked up with a guy that I could probably get almost anything I wanted for $300 or $400. And that was never at Transworld. And so I started doing that. I think the biggest thing about that is 75 to 80% of the people are flying to St. Louis and they can't take that stuff home with them. So Widgeter FX is going to morph a little bit, and we're going to do some different stuff. And we might do a couple masks, but that's really me setting up is really all about taking my guys, 14, 16 people, taking them there, paying for everything, and trying to make some money to cover the cost and not come home in debt so bad. But it's been a great experience, and we're learning, and we make some money off of that and pay for everything. It's been a great experience.
Your booth was awesome.
Yeah.
It is an actually incredible booth, just with the amount of taxidermy. How long does it take you to load up your space at Transworld?
We probably spent about, I guess it was probably about 6 of us, about 4 hours straight. So quite a bit.
Wow, that's
Not
shorter
too-
than I thought.
Yeah. Now we got a routine, know how to do it. We learn every time how to do it faster.
That's true. That is true.
This thing here on Facebook says a $150 ticket grants you rare backstage access to the secrets.
So the people that live in the state here, if they want to come to that show, that's $150. I've never done that, and that's the highest ticket I've ever had. But I was saying, if you're out of state and you want to get in touch with me, you can come in, and I'll get you a free ticket. But to here locally, if you want to come in and see it, it's $150. And we're also gonna feed them too. So they'll be here long enough. We need to feed them.
Right.
They get to hear Alan Hopp speak. Man, it's a great opportunity. If they knew all the stuff they were getting, they'd be lining up to come to that show.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. If I had time to do it, I'd be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we've answered a lot of questions here tonight, but there's one that still goes unanswered for me.
All right.
What the hell does Bone Daddy use in his hair, and how long does it take to get it to stand up 3 feet tall?
It's simple. It's at Walmart. It's called Got to Be Glue Free Spray. Instead of hairspray, it calls free spray. A lot of people think I do paste in it. The paste is way too heavy and it makes it lean over. So you have to do free spray. And I've been blessed. I was blessed for 13 years to have a great hairstylist. She did retire this year, but we've got it covered. But man, she was so good at it. She could do it. Probably about 30 minutes on the hair and 30 minutes on the makeup.
Wow.
And then an exhausting 30 minutes to get that shit out of my hair. God, I hate that.
Yeah.
It is so bad.
So how do you keep it looking good at the trade show? You got to do it every day, or?
Well, I've only done it a couple times at the trade show.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot. We're usually pretty good unless we got some of them hurricanes coming through here and it gets wet. And so Bone Daddy's has got a hat design. So if it's going to be raining, he's going to be wearing a hat. But once it gets moist, it won't stay up. So
Yeah.
but I think we only had one night of rain last year, so we've been pretty lucky.
So Peggy, is Peggy wife?
Yep.
Okay. Peggy was saying
She's second and last wife.
second and last wife. Good. Good comment.
I tell her that all the time.
I'm still on my first wife, so
Good for you.
it's been 33 years. So
Number
That's
two. Hopefully the last ones. August 3rd is another day for security. So hiring. So if
Yep.
you're all looking for August 3rd is another spot to get in there for security.
Yep.
Sean was asking, how many queue line actors do you have?
So on my Excel sheet, we schedule 10 people that live here, work for me, and they're here every night. And that can go anywhere from last year we went from 11 to 27 in one night. And that is because of all the scare actors, the guest actors, traveling actors coming from all over the states. Some of those guys are coming in one night, 2 nights. Some people are coming in 2 or 3 weekends. You know, I have Slaughter Jesus is coming in for 2 weekends. But yeah, I try to set that schedule up, and that in itself is a whole Excel sheet document with all the people coming in. But pushing with 1,500, 2,000 people in your midway on a Saturday night, you know, if you got 20 people, that's 10 people per actor, and that's still quite a bit of people. So we try to fill the midway up. So we'll have 10 permanent actors and then all the guest actors. About 90% of my guest actors go into midway, and they all have different characters, and they do a great job.
now I've seen some YouTube videos of some of the haunt press, as they are maybe referred to, but you have some of your actors come out before the show and do a bit of a parade before opening.
Yep. So we got 2 things. So for 3 years now, I've been doing a meet and greet. Those tickets are $125. You can come in 30 minutes earlier and you get to meet and greet the icons that you'll see on this T-shirt here or on the billboards, and you can meet and greet them, take pictures with them. But my parade is probably going into 23rd or 24 years. A little background on that. I used to let the local high schools come in and sing the national anthem. And if they did that, they got to go through the show free. And it really started getting to be a problem. They wouldn't show up. They'd show up late. They would bring 6 people. My old high school had 90. So yeah, that's your 27 night right there, I guess. But probably more than that. But I even had one guy from American Idol stop singing. He forgot the words. So I leaned over to him. I said, "Don't stop again." And so I had a couple actors that played drums and played guitar, and I said, "Next year we're going to do it ourselves." And so we're probably pushing 10 years now. We've been doing that. So now we have Crypt Kicker, the Woods of Terror band, and we actually just released an album, the CD. You can get it on, I guess, Spotify, and we'll have CDs and albums for sale. But we do the national anthem, and Lord, we got our own Woods of Terror song, originally wrote. We'll do Frankenstein. We do a couple of Kid Rock, a couple of Rob Zombie. And that's my biggest queue line entertainment. So the people really have a great time. Back in the background there, you can see the new DJ booth. That's will be second year for that. And there's a bar under that. And we have the dance floor. This is where the actors are. So when the band's not on, we're going to do the Cupid Shuffle, Electric Slide, stuff like that. Get the people hot and sweaty. So they're like, okay, I need a drink. So we have a great time in the Midway there. And it's a great, I think it's one of the best I've ever seen as far as entertaining the people before they go into the show.
This podcast episode sponsored by Scarlet Badges.
We always were looking for ideas to get those actors to take it to the next level. I really want to do something that they can use more than just a meal, or they can use more than just a that a boy, that a girl. They love this stuff, but it's not really promoting a haunter. And then I sit down, Scarlet Badges comes out. That's when I realized this is amazing, because not only is it giving them an attaboy, but it's also promoting them all year round. And to promote somebody, to give somebody accolades all year round and have them be able to wear it on their shoulder with pride means a lot. This right here says this is who nailed it on this day in this year for the rest of their life, for the rest of their haunting life. And that's what I really love about this product, is you're able to give haunting to somebody an attaboy 365 days a year. And that's, so hats off to you guys. I think this is a great product, and I wish you the best of luck because it's awesome.
Get your Scarlet Badges at scarebadges.com.
And you do s'mores too, like campfire stuff. And
Yeah, we don't do as much in October because, like I said, the weather's been getting warmer, but got scattered there. But going to the parade, so we will, and I kind of change it every year. Back when Pet Cemetery 2 came out, I would send 4 people through the Midway playing that drum beat. And, you know, like everybody's talking, and then we played a drum beat, and you're like, oh, God, something's going to happen. So once those guys came out, we would parade all in the monsters, all the actors get to walk through the Midway. We do a couple chants, and then we sing the national anthem. And, you know, we'll say, who are we, Woods of Terror? Who are we, Woods of Terror? And then I'll say, this is my favorite part. And they're all standing to attention, and everybody thinks everything's fine. And then I say, pick your victim. And they scatter out. Man, you ever seen people running so crazy because they didn't think they were going to get scared. But yeah, we've been, I guess that's probably 18, 19 years been doing the parade. That's morphed. So you used to never see that. Now you see it a lot. Now they're calling it open ceremonies. So I know that 4 haunted houses in the state are now doing opening ceremonies. But we're going to keep our parade, and we're going to keep doing what we've been doing. And man, we sing the national anthem. Couple of nights we'll shoot fireworks off on the national anthem, have a great time. And that's just what I call my parade or my opening ceremony. We'll file in the back, talk to the guys, get them pumped up, send them into the woods, and try to entertain them and do stuff that I've never seen done before.
And you're halfway to Halloween event. What kind of things do you do differently for that event?
So we do take out 2 or 3 attractions because like the Pirates, we had it totally tore out. But by the time halfway to Halloween got here, they could see the Vecna house, brand new, redone. They got to see the new addition to Fungus Among Us. So I think we had 3 new things for them to see. And we do the parade like normal. And we don't change a lot of the costumes. For Valentine of Terror, we'll change quite a bit. We'll do some different attractions. For Krampus, we really mixed it up. We sent them a different direction, went through different attractions, and changed a lot for Krampus. Halfway to Halloween, we don't change that much. Valentine of Terror will be a big change.
Oh, how about the Krampus event? What kind of stuff do you do for Krampus?
Well, so we had I don't even know what they call it. So I have to ask Jimmy what he calls it. It's not, I don't know if he calls it sleazy Santa, but so we do a Santa Claus that you wouldn't really want to take pictures with, and the people love it. He's dirty, and we do a lot of Krampus and a lot of Krampus photo opportunities, and we had Krampus drinks, and we changed a bunch. It was really a good show. I was shocked at how many families came to that, and we really slowed down the pace on that because we're so busy for October, and it really blew the people away because they were like, I got to see so much more. I didn't feel like I was rushed. So it was a great experience for the people. Honestly, 90% of the people said they like Krampus better than the Woods of Terror.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was such a different pace and a different show. It really showed them a different side, and we had fun with it and had a great time. And it was okay. We added more humor, and it was a great time.
There's some Woods of Terror merch. You sell that stuff at your booth too, or I mean your the store at the haunt?
Yeah, I got hooked up with David from Horror Horns. You can see him on the beanie there, and we have sold a ton of those. They'll go on your hat. Girls can put them in their hair with barrettes, but we sell the beanies, and you can put these horror horns on a bunch of stuff. I've sold a lot of pairs of those.
Yeah, there were a lot of people at Trans World walking around with those too.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what kind of new stuff do you have this year that you can tell us about? That you
Well, we
want
had the expedition of Fungus Among Us, and we did a huge addition to the Vecna house, and we'll be doing, I think, three to four major projects with Todd with projection mapping, and we had to build two or three of these things to hold the projection map in the way we wanted it. And the Pirates has been totally tore out, and it'll be totally new. And then we got two or three things that we're not making videos on or anything. They're going to find out when they go through.
there you go.
Got to keep some surprises.
Yeah.
Now I see here you've got an all access pass. Detail that a little bit. Tell us about what that's all about.
So probably 12 years ago, somebody did super VIP. So I tried that, and I think I sold 10 tickets, and actually got this from a Aaron Lewis concert. We went to see Aaron Lewis, the lead singer of Stain, and went backstage, saw him all access, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this all access pass. And it gives them this lanyard. They get to keep it. We used to do a elevator. This year they'll get to do a 360 camera for free. They get to do axe throwing. They got all these little things they get to add it in. So they get to keep this thing, the lanyard. Hopefully they're taking it home, hanging on their mirror, their doorknob. And so the all access passes. So I went from selling like 10 super VIP to, I think it was 3,000 all access the first year I did this. It was a
Wow.
$22 upgrade. It was amazing. And now there's two haunted houses in the state. They do the same thing, but kind of copying this. But it's been great. They get to keep this memorabilia, and they get to do all this extra stuff. And I noticed over the last 2 or 3 years that, I'll see them wearing it, and I said, well, you don't have to wait, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I know. So what they're doing is they're buying this ticket, enjoying the funnel cakes, enjoying the drinks, enjoying the band, and they'll walk in anytime they want because they go right to the front of the line. So they'll sit in there hour and a half, 2 hours, knowing that when they're ready to go in, they go straight to the front of the line. So I started noticing that over the last 2 or 3 years that people, that's the way they're using this all access.
Cool.
How much is that ticket by that?
This is $75 or $80 depending on which night.
Okay. Comes with a lot of stuff though.
Yeah, it's quite a bit, and they get to. I think they really enjoy it. So we do axe throwing in the Midway, and if they forgot to do it, we put an axe throwing trailer outside. They get to do all this stuff, and they get $5 off a T-shirt. They can bring this back for Terror in the Darkness. If they bring this pass back for Terror in the Darkness, they get a buy one get one free. So it's a lot of opportunities there for save money with this.
Do you use time ticketing or virtual queues?
Well, so we don't do time ticketing, but we queue people on your phone like you would do at a restaurant. So when they come in, they scan a QR code and it puts them in the line. So I may have 2,000 people in the Midway. 400 of those are in a queue line. Once they enter the queue, it only takes about 7 to 8 minutes and they're out of the queue. So I've designed that Midway. The way my Midway works is 90% of your time is enjoying yourself and enjoying the show, and you're only in line for a very minimal time of that. So you might be in the Midway for 35, 45 minutes. Once I queue you, you'll get in that line, and in 10 minutes, you're in the show.
And I saw back on there where it says you must complete all Midway activities before entering the trail. Is that because you can't get back in there once you're?
What they've been doing, like I said, they'll wait, and then they'll go out and they'll come out, and we're getting ready to close, and they're like, hey, I didn't get to do my axe throwing. And I'm like, yes, you missed it. So we put an axe throwing trailer outside so they can do that. But with the show pushing an hour and 5 minutes, we can shut down the Midway an hour in advance. And, I'm not making any money for that hour and a half. So when you got 32 people working in the Midway, I got payroll concerns.
Mm-hmm.
So once they leave the Midway, we shut down the Midway, and we have a post Midway where they can get pictures, swag, axe throwing, all that stuff.
The 360 video, what exactly is that?
It's something new that's come out over the last year. You'll stand on a platform, the phone will be like in front of you, and it goes all the way around you. So if you're playing something like Kendrick Lamar, like played for the Super Bowl, you can get on there with two or three of your friends, do some dance moves, and it's a video and downloads right to their phone. And I think everybody that does it's going to be sharing that, and they're going to be like, "Where are you at? We're at Wichita." So
Uh-huh. Good promotion too.
yeah, I think it'll be a great, and some of them kids make some awesome looking videos. Uh, I actually did it out in Vegas in January and uh, ordered one, and it was sitting on my porch when I got home from Vegas. It was that fast.
Wow.
Sean asked another question. How are things with Let's Scare Cancer?
Things are going pretty good with that. We started Let's Scare Cancer because Erica Joy Jones, she's been pushing 17 years with us, ended up having lung cancer, had her lung removed, and that all went really smooth. But then we went right into Pandora Rose, battling colon cancer. She did pass away. We were able to raise $20,000 for Pandora and helping her husband with some of the medical expenses. This year, we've got a gentleman out of Reaper's Revenge we've been raising money for. We're actually going to probably send him a check here in the next day or two. And, I think for any of us at our age, every year we're going to see more and more people affected by cancer. And we just wanted to start something to kind of help these people. $20,000 is probably a drop in the bucket if it's $150,000, $180,000, but it could help them out, pay the power bill, pay a car payment. And that's just what we're trying to help. And we've had some great people help us with that. We had some volunteers at Midwest to help us with that. And it's just been great. It's a lot to get it started and to buy all the t-shirts and get it going, but it's been a great opportunity. And each year I think we'll have a new person to sponsor. And so it's been going great.
Yeah, I had a really good talk with Erica at Trans World, and yeah, very, very impressed with both the Let's Cure Cancer, Erica, and Woods and Terror in general. So thanks for doing that and supporting those of us that have cancer.
Yeah, thank you. And there's I know of some more people out there that are having some trouble, but I haven't talked to them and got permission to post it. But we just thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that's dealing with any kind of thing like that. And we want to keep pushing. And Erica is our poster child for that. She's been doing a great job with that, and we'll keep pushing on.
Tom Coster mentioned, I made the Pandora Rose Memorial Stone that I donate to make Let's Scare Cancer MHC. I care so much about that cause.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
was
Tom.
great. I ended up we ended up with one, and then I gave it to August, and he took it home with him. So, and then he had another one in MHC this year. I seen it. It was great.
Awesome. Well, what is the name of that QR code app? Do you know what that QR code app was?
Wait, wow. Wait, wow. So
Wait, why?
WAITWHILE, I think. Wait, wow.
Okay. Good to
So we
know.
started using that for COVID, and we queued them out of the cars, and it worked so good. We just kept queuing them like that. And it's really a great system. The only problem with the system is they'll come in and say, well, I didn't see the QR code. And this year for shits and giggles, they said, well, Eddie, you don't have their sign big enough. And I said, okay. I made 2 4x8 signs, put them 4 feet apart. They walked right through it every night and said they never saw the QR code.
That's human nature.
They would walk right through it and go, where's the QR code? And I was like, you just walk right back. But
you need to have it on a door that they have to go through before they enter. It's like, no, you got to scan it, then you can go through.
we got it on their tickets. We got it on the fence. We got it on the sign. It is crazy. But and really that's only new people that come in and they don't know our system. But once they come in and they queue that system, it queues them to get in line. And it's you have to have somebody to operate it. It'll queue them, and then you queue them to get in line. But if you can get somebody to work it right, it's a great system. And you got to have a midway to make that system work right. But it's a great system.
Yeah, another option. Dead Factory now does go to the ticket booth, get your ticket, go to the next booth, you get a keychain with a number on it. That number correlates with 2 big LED signs with the number, and then one person announces the next number. Of course, you can see the LED screen, or you can listen for it. The DJ will say your number over the mic or whatever. But I do like the cell phone option too, because they always have your cell phone on it. I used
to do poker cards, and I started noticing that all my cards were blue and I would be getting red ones. And I was like, what is that? So people would bring a whole deck of cards. And when I called that ace of spade, they pull the one out and they'd get in line with it. So the phone fixes it where they can't cheat the system. So
That's true.
and it makes it streamlined. And they're all looking at their phone all night. So it's like they'll say, well, I didn't see the text. I'm like, well, I don't know how you missed it. But
So you went up to East Coast Honors Convention. What kind of did you get any ideas out there for any of those attractions? You go through any of the tours of the Common
yeah,
Overload or
the Screams was on that. And it's really a great haunted house. You ought to check that out if you ever haven't seen that. But man, I love their show. But boy, they had an amazing gift shop and they got a top-notch system up there, the way they run their show. And I think at this point, I don't get any really big ideas, but I can get a lot of little ones. I like the way they did their trash cans. They had their logo spray painted on the 55-gallon trash can. It was just simple stuff like that could add another touch to the haunt or make it easier. But we usually go to every convention we can and every tour we can and see what we can learn.
yeah, I always say there's no new ideas. Everyone's just kind of recycling, picking up things, you know. As long as you don't completely copy someone's idea, but you can always use that creativity in your
Inspiration.
Yeah.
That's right. You guys do anything for Easter, or is that
Well, we have an Easter egg hunt for the kids and a spring fling on the farm. We have vendors, live bands. So we've been doing an adult Easter egg hunt, which is kind of different, and it's been pretty popular. I think we might coincide that with music on the farm next year and see how that works. But
So for an adult Easter egg hunt, what are they looking for? What are they finding?
I think, well, first off, you just come drink and get drunk, I think. But so when they come in and that we feed them, and then we have a band playing, and then what we'll do is we go out in the field and we throw eggs and have contests. And let me tell you, these people are competitive. The egg toss last year got to be about 89 feet apart, and it went on for an hour. And it's so funny to see. Finally, the egg breaks, goes all over the lady's face, yelling at her husband. It's just the craziest stuff you ever seen. So competitive. We have egg races. And then, so while they're outside doing that, we had beers inside our midway, and we give them an empty holder, and then they go in there and they find all these beers, which they get to take home with them. They can't drink them there. And then while they're inside finding beers, we had glow eggs out in our second midway, and some of the golden eggs have $100 in it. And then we let them go out there and do that. The whole time they're buying drinks, listening to the band. So we have all these games and activities.
is that a microphone in your hand? Are you a singer?
Yeah. So with the Woods of Terror band on the album, I sing lead on half the album, and the other half Tommy Lee. We have our own Tommy Lee in Greensboro. The guy on the left, he's the lead singer for the Crypt Kickers. So I do half and he does half.
Nice. Was it kind of like rock, heavy metal?
Yeah, so yeah, I was referring to that earlier. We do a couple of Rob Zombie, a couple of Kid Rock, Alice Cooper, Frankenstein. We got an original Woods of Terror song, and I sing Mother, and a couple songs I sing, and then Tommy sings a couple different songs that I don't sing. So we have a good time with it. Crypt Kicker was just on Fox 8 here in Greensboro a couple of weeks ago. They've been doing really good. They're a really good band. They're tight.
Nice. When you're for your makeup artists, do you have a main lead makeup artist, and then what we did, we had the two main makeup artists, and then as we saw talent kind of coming through, people that were doing other people's makeup, doing their own makeup, we would kind of introduce them into the team, doing maybe blacking out eyes, doing blood or something like that. What kind of process do your makeup artists go through?
Yeah, so we have two apprentice spots this year, and that are unpaid so they can learn. But I'm really upping the pay this year on the ones we got. So I'm asking them to do more, and I'm going to pay them more. And with the prosthetics and the amount of people we got to do, they really got to be in their game. So, of course, you can graduate up, but and we're going to have some trainings next year to kind of train the new people to introduce them in. But if they can't do the makeup we need to in a timely manner, they're going to have to be an apprentice because, doing 110 actors minus a couple of them for mask, you got to really be rolling.
Mm-hmm.
How early do the actors show up?
I think they do a 5:30 call time. And of course, some of those guys show up I think they would live here if they wanted, if they could. But
Sometimes you
some-
can't get them to leave.
yeah, I'm like, I told them at the end of the night, we put on Freebird. It's 15 minutes long. I said, when Freebird is done, you need to be off the property.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you know, we try to kids. I got to go home and get in the bed because I got to work the next day. But yeah, so that's the way we do the makeup, and we're just taking our top 7 or 8 this year and streamlining it. And I think it'll be a better system.
Yeah, well, you've been doing this a lot of years. You kind of say we don't know it all. We're always learning, but you kind of
Oh.
figure out your systems, and once you kind of get the flow down, it comes a little easier. Joe, do you have any questions? I got
No,
some.
I'm just staring at all of these lovely photos that are going by. I think I'm all out of questions because I got my Bone Daddy's hair question answered. So and I think there was a whole bunch of questions that we didn't even think of asking until you asked them. So that's good information I didn't know I needed to know until I needed to know it.
Well, guys, if there's any more questions out there, leave them in Facebook chat. Tell us again how they can find you, get a hold of you, come see Woods of Terror.
So
What
what's
kind of events you got coming up? Plug it all.
Yep, info at Woods of Terror, Eddie at Woods of Terror. So if you want to come in to see us on August 23rd, let me know. I'll get you a ticket. And of course, if anybody's traveling from long ways away, let me know. We'll get you a ticket at the wheel call. And we're going to be doing Woods of Terror, and we'll have Terror in the Darkness in November, Krampus, and Valentine of Terror, and then halfway to Halloween, back to Woods of Terror. So we're running those events for the next year, and love to have you come out and see if you can make it.
Yes, that'd be a fun experience. Is that going to be every August, or is that just this August?
I'm gonna see about that. I don't know if it would have the same effect. I'm doing quite a bit of influencers coming in from different states, and we're gonna see. We'll see that. I've got some other ideas in mind for that, but don't want to let the cat out of the bag too fast.
No, we can always have you back on again, and you want to come
Oh, yeah.
around. We can arrange that out. So, well, Eddie, thanks for your time. Thanks everybody for your good questions. Once again, this will be. I'll pin this to our Hunters Toolbox Facebook group until the next one. It'll stay up there. So go to featured and it'll stay up there and you guys can watch this video. If you're on our email list, I will email this to you. It'll be a video. It'll also be on our Haunt Topic podcast. So we will see. Are you going to be at the next Trans World Trade Show coming?
Yeah, I'll be there. I got a booth.
Okay.
6 booths.
Yeah, it's a big one. So me and Daryl just kind of upgraded to a corner booth this year. So we're gonna do things a little differently on our. We don't take up a lot of space either, so we don't have our products kind of small.
And didn't we get some Let's Scare? We're getting some badges from you, ain't you?
You are. We are helping the Let's Scare Cancer team do a little bit of promotion,
Yep.
and that allows us to be involved in the donation and raising money for those people that need cancer. So
Okay. And we really
that's
appreciate it.
announced here first, and some new things coming. We'll let everybody know about it in the near future.
All right, then. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
Eddie. Have a good night. Good
All right.
talking to you.
This podcast episode sponsored by Scarlet Badges. Get your Scarlet Badges at scarebadges.com. Also sponsored by Hunters Toolbox. Take your haunt to the next level at hunterstoolbox.com. Thank you for listening to Haunt Topic Radio. Please leave a comment wherever you found this podcast. Each comment you leave will help spread the word to other haunters around the world. See you next time.